What is going on, guys? It is your boy TVBUU here. Today's topic is going to be why I quit vaping and how I did it and how I made it happen. These fucking glasses are so crooked. Fuck the glasses. But anyways, so I never used to really be like too big on like, smoking. Like there was a point in my life where I was like maybe a stoner, right? I guess what you would call a stoner. And I guess at some point in time, like I had started getting like anxiety whenever I would get like blazed or whatever. So I just like quit doing that completely. And I never smoked cigarettes. Like, I mean, whenever I was like 14, I tried one like once, and it made me like sick to my stomach. And, as I got older, vaping started to become a thing. And like, it wasn't like as big as it is now to where it's like you got fucking like 13, 14-year-old kids like in school vaping to where they have to install those like security cameras that have the like vape detectors and shit in them. It was kind of like, I think it had just kind of like started coming out, like all these brands that people buy from now started coming out. And I was dating this chick at the time and she had a vape. It was, I forgot what flavor it was. I think it was like some grape ice or something like that. And I was drinking and I was drunk and I saw her hit it and I was like, man, like what the fuck is that? She's like, oh, it's a vape. It's like an e-cigarette kind of thing. I'm like, let me hit that shit. So I hit it and I got, that rush, right? That I guess is like, what is it? Like the head rush? I got that. And I was like, wow, like that feeling of being drunk and like mixing it with like, when you hit a vape like hard as fuck, I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy. But I never went and bought my own, right? Like I would only hit hers whenever she would come through. And after, we fell off, I started like getting into the habit of buying my own vapes, which is, for people who do still vape or people who have quit, they know that once you start buying your own, then that's whenever that cycle kind of starts off, And it got to the point to where, like, in the vapes aren't cheap, right? If you're buying the ones that are like 4,000, 8,000 hits, you're paying like $20 US dollars, right? To like $25 maybe, right? That's like the high prices. And it was like to the point to where like even a couple of the smoke shops just like knew me by name because I would always come so often. And it became like a natural part of just like my day. Like I don't even smoke cigarettes. That's what I'm saying. Like I never was a person that would go out and buy a pack of cigarettes, right? Because there's a stigma behind like cigarettes. We know like what it does to your body over a certain amount of time, and like they stink. If you've ever been around a person that smokes cigarettes all the time, they fucking smell like shit, So I was doing it like often, right? And how I told you I have like anxiety and shit. So whenever you're hitting, the vape and you're getting the nicotine, it does calm you down sometimes, but then other times, I don't know, like that shit would just have me like that, right? Like a little shaky and shit. And I think it was like this year where I tried to start quitting, and I would always fail, And I think what made me start wanting to stop was like I just noticed that everybody was doing it. It was like people who would have never smoked cigarettes or smoked anything before, everyone was vaping. And then they were like presenting, even they still do it now obviously, but they present vapes in these crazy formats. I've seen little cups that look like milkshake cups, like soda bottles, like all these crazy flavors, like bacon, one that's like breakfast, and it's and for a person like me that likes that kind of shit, it's like, man, I was getting like all these crazy like fruity flavors and shit. So I was getting hooked on not only the fact that I was getting like a nicotine buzz or whatever, it was like a psychological thing to where it was like I wanted to grab something and like smoke it. Like even if I wasn't getting a high from it, I would grab a vape and just hit it, right? And I have asthma. So, those two combined together, I noticed that it was like hindering my progression, like my fitness progression and shit, right? Because, I like to work out, I like to take care of myself. And I noticed that I'd be out of breath a lot more frequently. Like in the gym, I'd be tired a lot quicker, and eventually it got to the point to where, recently with this whole year, I was like, you know what? I need to just quit, and most people will tell you that trying to stop vaping is actually really fucking hard. I can say that maybe because like I have a strong willpower, like with weed and shit like that I don't want to smoke. I know that if I feel like I'm addicted to something, psychologically, it makes me want to stop doing it because I don't like feeling like I need to have something or I'm gonna fucking go crazy without it, right? So what I ended up doing was I had a vape. I think it was like an 8,000 hitter or something like that. I can't remember. And I'm just like noticing that while I'm playing my game, and I'm at my computer, I'm just constantly reaching for it. I'm constantly grabbing it, constantly hitting it, like every, 30 seconds to a minute. And I think that's the most dangerous part about vapes is like, we know the implications of cigarettes, right? But we don't know the implications of like what happens, like you're vaping, like long term. We don't know what the fuck is gonna do to our bodies in the future. And if you do it to get off of cigarettes, and your goal is to stop eventually, kudos to you. But if you've never smoked cigarettes before and then you pick this habit up, it's not good. It's not good for your body. And I have homies, that are young, 14, 15, 16. I tell them like, bro, like don't even start it. Don't even start vaping. That shit's not good for you, right? But what I did was I went to the trash can, I took my vape, and I shot that shit in there. And I was like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're not gonna fucking go buy another one, right? So the first few days were pretty hard. Like I was kind of like freaking out a bit because I had triggers, right? The triggers for me were if I had a beer or if I was drinking coffee, especially coffee, right? There's a reason why people drink coffee and like smoke a cigarette or something, right? For some reason, those two go together very well. And it was really hard for me. I was kind of like stressing out a bit. But one thing I did notice was that the more that I stopped, my blood pressure was not like high. I was able to actually just like be naturally relaxed, right? And the thing is too, it's like when you're always like I need it, it does something to your mind, And I can say the first week was the hardest. The second week I still kind of thought about it, but by the third or fourth week, I was pretty much good. And I noticed that if I didn't like vape, I would want snacks. Like I'd want to like grab like a bag of chips and like eat something, right? And I still think about it time to time whenever I'm like sipping on like a cup of coffee or I'm at Starbucks or some shit. But overall, like my health has been better. I'm able to fucking breathe. I feel like mentally, I don't wake up and immediately turn over, grab my vape. Like I'm able to just live. I don't know, like I've cut out a lot of bad habits. I drink obviously every once in a while. I don't get fucked up anymore because for some reason, like I'm pretty sure y'all can relate, but it's like when you drink by yourself, right? It can be fun depending on if you're celebrating something or whatever, if you're just vibing. But for the most part, it gets fucking depressing sometimes, So like I'll drink socially if I'm going out to like a party or something like that. But as far as that, I've cut that out a lot. I don't smoke weed. I don't do anything. Maybe every once in a while I might microdose some shrooms, but that's the only thing that I fuck with. But yeah, tell me your thoughts, man. What do you guys think? Are you trying to stop doing the vape also, Life at the moment's been pretty crazy. It's been ups and downs. I know a lot of you guys that have ordered merch are still waiting for it. I'm going to get you guys taken care of. A lot of good things are going to be coming pretty soon. I know this video is kind of long, but I just felt like talking, so whatever, get over it. But thank you guys for the support. I'm going to get out of here and enjoy my day and go edit this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Much love and peace.